Adam Lerner, BrooklynPhotoWorks.com, and today we have a Squarespace website portfolio review. And today's website is pretty cool. There's a lot of really nice imagery in there, but I think that there's some areas where we really could help this guy improve, and maybe you guys, for your websites, could learn something that might help you improve your website as well. So let's pop in there and take a look. This website comes to us from Alexander Gorachev. And this is the landing page. We get right onto these kind of nicely processed, nicely lit fashion shots. This style of like the film strip kind of continuous scroll website, it's not my favorite. All this clicking, and then you're always kind of being intruded upon by the image that's next to you, so you're seeing a partial image. I don't love this kind of thing. I want to be able to look at these images and then click on one and then be able to look at that image on its own. I mean, I get that some of these images are collections, and you know, like for example, like this is the same gal right here. This is probably all the same gal, maybe two different photo shoots. Images look nice, they look clean, but they're really close together. Yeah, like this is distracting. This is like shot over her shoulder. Here we go. We've got another set over here. Yeah, I'm not too keen on this one. Like she's kind of like real close to that bush, and she's kind of real far away over there. But then this one's really pretty. You know, you've got real nice bokeh and terrific colors and great expression. And you know, here's the thing, guys. When you're building a photo set, and let's say you've done a portrait shoot or whatever the kind of shoot may be, where you've shot a collection of images. Maybe the images are all somewhat similar. Maybe the images are slightly different. But what happens is that if you take a really strong image and you put a not as strong image next to that really strong image, what ends up happening is it kind of pulls that strong image down. It takes away from it. So oftentimes when you're building your websites, it's a really good idea to edit, to really kind of just sit there and like look at your images, put them up side by side and just say like, is that my strongest images, or are those my strongest 2 or 3 images of this set? Does that other image qualify? And it's really difficult to cut them down, but when you do, your website will flow a lot smoother. All right, let's get back in here. So yeah, so that's real solid. I like that one a lot. Yeah, I mean, this one's okay. You know, she's got these kind of branches sticking into her face, and you know, the bottom of her dress is cut off. To be honest, like, I think that's our strongest shot there. I think maybe another another horizontal like this, maybe just a couple of these would be the best representation. That's kind of cool. There's kind of a vibe to it, a little bit of a Dutch angle, not my favorite. That's nice. Good eyes. I like the angle. I like the whole kind of ensemble. And yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, now we're on to a new gal. This one's much more casual, much more street. Maybe these were just taken, you know, somewhere locally. Yeah, you know, they're fine. You know, they're fine. You know, yeah, we cut off the hands over there. I think we should be careful. Architectural backgrounds are really nice. They definitely help to offset things. But this gal has a little bit of that kind of scared in the headlights kind of look about her. And you know, sometimes it's just about direction and just, you know, kind of giving people, you know, a bunch of ideas and just kind of saying like, you know, let's think about this, or getting them distracted. You know, not too shabby. Here we go again. Yeah, these are not what I'm considering the strongest images right here. I like the light on this one. This just to me looks like an Instagram snapshot, which is fine, but I don't feel like it really belongs in a fashion portfolio. This has, again, the same kind of vibe. These two, I think, they can pop right out. This one's nice, good expression. Again, I could have seen a little more of the hands, you know, it's cropped a little tight. Cropped the toe over there, but otherwise very cool, very clean, very simple. I like the lines and her body language over there. Yeah, this one not as strong. So I think that that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing really nice collections of imagery, And we've got some really strong shots, and then we've got some shots that maybe are not as strong. We're also mixing images here that some of them look like they're set up, where there's makeup, where there's wardrobe. Some of them are really more casual, and maybe rather than just having this one giant portfolio that's a long film strip that I've got to keep clicking and keep clicking and keep clicking to get through, maybe it wouldn't be such a bad idea to kind of break those out a little bit and then edit them down, so that maybe there's one that's like fashion, or one of them's called street, or I don't even know. I'm just trying to throw it out there, but just to differentiate things a little bit so it's easier to navigate. And then I also want that ability to be able to pop open a full image and not have to just have a little partial image or a cropped image that we have here on the page. So we'll just keep going through this. Yeah, you know, here's the thing. You know, we've got this you know, kind of solid image over here. It's all right, but then this one's out of focus. You know, a little flat. Tones are a little off. This one's a little bit more edgy. You know, more edgy. So you know, we've got a lot of potential here. Like, yeah, this one's the light again. Alexander's seeing good light, but I think that sometimes if the image is not there, like that image is there, this image to me is not there, I'm not even sure about focus, then you just got to cut it, you know, like there it is. There's that nice light that we have again. And that, you know, we're experimenting with things, you know, selectively lighting, maybe snooting that light over there. I don't know why we would have this power pack, you know, as part of like a fashion portfolio. Okay, great. There's men's stuff in here too. So he doesn't just shoot women. Terrific. This is actually from that first series. And so I'm wondering why you would take an image from that first series and bring it back into the middle. This image here of these blinds, again, it's not cohesive. It doesn't really make sense. Again, same with, you know, this kind of beach shot. I'm not sure why. Unless it related specifically to one of these galleries. Like that is a cute shot, but to me that belongs in the blog section where you talk about the shoot. And there's nothing wrong with this, guys. You know, oftentimes when you're doing these photo shoots and you pick your maybe one or two best images, but let's say you've got a few other images or some outtakes, put it in a blog post. Talk about the session that you had with your model and what you guys were thinking, and just, or whatever, just use that image as a social media post, but maybe that image is not the strongest image from the set, and maybe that's not the image that you want to be portrayed in your portfolio. You know, again, this is like kind of just a blown out, you know, what looks to be potentially an iPhone or a cell phone shot. I just don't see how it relates. Excuse me. I don't see how it relates to a lot of this other stuff, you know, like these texting pictures. Again, I'm not sure how that relates because I'm trying to figure out what kind of a photographer you are. Now, if we go to your About page, it says Alexander Goychev is a photographer from St. Petersburg who creates fashion portraits and vivid images for advertising campaigns, fashion magazines, and private clients. In his work, he pays great attention to lighting schemes and harmony of style, emphasizing the atmosphere of the shoot. He prefers clearly defined concepts of shooting to overmuch post-production. Okay. Terrific philosophy. Basically what Alexander is saying is that he'd rather kind of find really terrific lighting and compose his images nicely than rely completely on Photoshop. Now that's fine, okay? But then show me images that are specifically that. Get rid of all the images that don't belong in there. For example, you say that you create fashion portraits for advertising campaigns, fashion magazines. Where are these campaigns? Where are the tear sheets? Where is the commercial work that should be, you know, showing you? If you're going to say that you're shooting commercially, then you need to support that in your website and show some of that commercial work, that commission work. I get it. There's nothing wrong than trying to elevate your status as a photographer and kind of build yourself up a little bit. That's fine. But if you don't have the commercial work to back it, what's going to happen? A client calls you up and says, okay, terrific. I see you shoot commercially for advertising agencies. Can you show me some of that work? If you don't have the work to support it, then you're not really representing yourself 100%. All right. So here we go. Last link that he's got on his page is a contact link. We've got an email address, phone number, an Instagram address, and a VK. I don't even know what that is. Anyway, so yeah, with Alexander's site, I feel like we should have a photo. You know, since you are somebody who's so specifically clear about your imagery, there should be a self-portrait, or you should have a buddy photograph you to put a picture up there. I think you can put I think you can kind of represent yourself a little bit differently so that if you aren't actually doing the commercial work, but that's what you're seeking, you could say you're available for hire for specific assignments, et cetera, et cetera. And again, I think that if we could maybe trim out some of the fat from your gallery so that we don't have some of those extraneous landscape images, some of the lesser impactful fashion images, and maybe separate things out just a little bit, as well as getting rid of this infinite film strip that I've got to keep clicking on and keep clicking on. Because if I'm frustrated by it and I'm losing interest, can you just imagine what somebody who wants to hire you is going to be experiencing? So there you go. So guys, that was another Squarespace portfolio review from Alexander Gorchev. Really nice work, and I think with just a few tweaks, we really can make his site represent his work even better. If you guys love Squarespace as much as I do, go over to squarespace.com for your free trial. And if you want, after 14 days and you want to switch over to a paid subscription and save 10%, you use the code ADAM, squarespace.com/Adam. That's it for now. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and we'll see you soon.